Hello, 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 my little degenerates. It's your boy, Mr. Degenerate here, back at it again for another video. Woo! Okay, we have made it. Finally. My last video, I talked about the game awards, my predictions, what I thought was going to win certain awards and whatnot. Now it's finally time to talk about and recap what happened at Jeff Keighley, aka Mountain Dew, aka Cheetos Doritos Man Game Award Show. As always, we're gonna go over my overarching thoughts of the show, the winners, the losers, some moments throughout the show that were kind of special or kind of neat, and also the announcements, because of course we come for Game Award Show for that grand spanking announcement. So we're going to talk about all that plus more. So stay tuned. We're really going to be talking a lot. So as always, use the timestamps below. And let's begin. But before also we begin, let me just start by saying, if you hear any sniffling throughout this video, please forgive me. My allergies is kind of killing me. So you probably might hear a little bit of sniffling throughout this video. So without further ado, now that I've done all that hoopity hopping and talking, you don't want to hear me talk, you want to hear my honest opinions. So, my opinion about the overarching game show as a whole is that I thought it was pretty good. Now, it wasn't amazing, it wasn't like last year where we had fucking like Capcom announced that Okami 2 is in the works and fucking Cloverfield Studio is back. Wasn't something like that, but there was a lot of good announcements. But if you had to ask me, what was the number one, what would you call this year's Game Award show? I would call it the Slaughterfest Award Show. Slaughterfest 2025. Because holy shit, this award show was just nothing but a Slaughterfest. Pass that mop, it's getting sticky in this bitch, alright? You better find a mop, because holy shit, a lot of sweeping went around, a lot of fucking cleaning went around. And I couldn't be more happier about the wins. I was very pleased about some of the wins. But I also say in terms of announcement, some announcements were really cool. But then some announcements I was just kind of like scratching my head. But I also think the biggest problem with this Game Awards show this year was the timing. This felt like a 4-hour-long show, and I felt like a lot of this was dragging, and it didn't need to be 4 hours. Again, I think Jeff Keighley has, every year, it seems like he got the formula, and then he messed something up. This year, I think it was the pacing. It wasn't boring or anything, but it was definitely like, okay, can we speed this up? This could probably be like 2 hours long at the minimum. But for what he did, I really congratulate him on it. There was some really fun announcements. And again, I really enjoyed it. If I had to give it a score, I would give it a 7.5. Really enjoyed it, but wasn't super amazing like the prior year before. Now, let's get on to the winners of the Game Awards, who won what award, and you're going to find out why I consider this the Slaughterfest Award. And we're just going to go straight into it. The big game. You all know what game I'm going to be talking about, so let's not kid each other. Game of the Year goes to Expedition 33. Congratulations, Sand Falls Interactive. Congratulations to the Expedition team. It was well fucking earned. Alright? Congratulations. Now, I have seen, and this is going to be a rant. I got to go on a little rant. Alright? Because I've seen a lot of hating and a lot of saltiness and a lot of pain in the gaming industry. You know? I see a lot of people saying that it should have won Game of the Year, but it shouldn't have swept. Because no game deserves to win 9 awards, which, by the way, Claroscure Exposition 33 took the most awards out of any Game Awards show ever. It beat the record for the most won awards. That record used to be held by The Last of Us Part 2. Exposition 33 took it, which again was well deserved. But I see people saying it wasn't deserved. It shouldn't have been swept because, you know, other award shows wouldn't allow like multiple fucking awards. First of all, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. So shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. Because if I'm not mistaken, and I grew up around this time, didn't fucking Lord of the Rings win like 11 fucking awards? And I ain't hear nobody bitch about that. So shut the fuck up. You know nothing of what you're talking about. And then I hear people say, oh, well, I never heard of it, so why the hell did it win? Again, shut the fuck up. Your opinion doesn't matter. Because if you didn't hear or ever heard of Exposition 33, I'm sorry, you're not a gamer. You are a ball and gun gamer. I'm going to throw out that insult, that slur to everybody who just never heard of some of these games. Because you're just idiot or you don't know about gaming, which is fine. If you don't know about gaming, that's fine. But don't come in here and sit here and say, I never heard about an Exposition 33. Anybody who's been into gaming or has really been following gaming has heard of Exposition 33. Don't sit there and say, I've never heard about it and try to downplay the game just because you didn't take the time to do no fucking research. Alright? If you're watching the Game Awards show, then clearly you had to have done some sort of research by just clicking on the name of the game, underlining, highlighting it, copy and pasting it on YouTube and on Google and looking up the game. So I don't want to hear that excuse. That's just you're just plain on stupid at that point. Now, why do I personally think this game deserved Game of the Year? It's something I wanted to address. To me, when I think of Game of the Year, I think of what does the game that wins Game of the Year say about the industry as a whole? Or what innovation did it put for the video game genre? How it's going to take the next years or so of gaming forward. How it pushes the industry forward, I should say. I look at this with Last of Us Part 2. Regardless of how you feel about that game, one thing's for sure. That game showed that you don't have to play it safe for a sequel. That game pushes the boundaries of storytelling by saying that video games can also be controversial and also never play it safe in terms of characters, in terms of structure, in terms of storytelling. Nothing in Last of Us Part 2 plays it safe, so it won Game of the Year because of that. When I look at Astrobot, Astrobot won Game of the Year because it went and showed big AAA studios that not all the time you need to make something bombastic and crazy and have this cinematic feel to it. Plain and simple will always beat out bombastic and crazy shit. When I look at fucking It Takes Two winning Game of the Year, that's a callback to simpler times of gaming when it was just you and your friends sitting couch co-op together, but the game found a way to make it modernize that in the year that we live in. So again, all these games that I'm talking about, Elden Ring sits there and tells the gaming industry that it's okay to let players get lost in your world. It's okay to just let them explore and let them figure out the world on its own. That is what Game of the Year to me means. Pushing the genre forward. Now, when I look at Exposition 33, as someone who played the game, beat it, loves the game. It's pretty much my game of the year as well. Expedition 33 simply pushes the genre forward by saying, let creators create. Let creators create, because when they create beautiful works of art. This game only had 33 motherfuckers on the team. One of the persons on the team is a huge fan of Sekiro and Devil May Cry. He's a speedrunner. Decided to take elements from those games and put it into his game, but also show love and affection for the RPG community and say, here's something that I love. Let me show you people who probably never played an RPG, probably are into RPG, think RPGs are whack. Let me show you a cool and fascinating way to make RPGs cool for you guys, so you can guys get into the genre. He also said, 33 motherfuckers said, we feel held down by corporations not letting us be artists, not letting us create. And he said, let us go out and go make our own game. And yeah, you could throw out that, oh, he had like 10 million budgets, it's not an indie game. That's small compared to $3 million games like Spider-Man 2 and shit. This game had a small budget, a small team, and had unknown people come and make a fucking game together. You had people, a SoundCloud motherfucker, come in and make one of the best OSTs ever made. Wasn't held back by any big corporation or anything. They just found a SoundCloud motherfucker and said, hey, do you want to make a song for our game? And he signed up and he did it. You had a writer from Reddit of all places, come in and say, would you like to come in and write one of the best storytelling games of this year? All of them came together and made something beautiful. They created a beautiful work of art. And to me, this pushes the genre forward. This heals the gaming industry in a lot of ways, because it shows publishers that you can't just get away with not caring about these developers. You can't just not let these developers dream. Let them create, because when they create beautiful works of art. And that is why Expedition 33 won. Because every single moment of this game, it respects not only the games that came before, for those who come after, the RPGs that came before and the RPGs that will come after this. It respects the gamer's time. It is 40 to 50 hours long. And every minute of it is a work of art and it's genius. And then most importantly, it respects the fucking player's money. It isn't doing like Nintendo or Sony, where it was asking you to pay $70 for the same old, or less, because less is more, I guess. They said, we're going to charge you 50, 40. For me, I got it for 20. And that is it. We're going to charge you minimum. But I guarantee you, you're going to walk out of this game with the most gripping gameplay, with the most heartfelt and emotional storytelling this year. And you're going to walk out with memorable characters. You're going to walk out singing the praises of this game. That's why Expedition 33 won Game of the Year. And to add the fucking cherry on top, because I started crying when the Expedition team got the award. To add the cherry on top, when they went up on stage and got their award for Game of the Year, and they're all taking their time to get up and get the fucking award. Probably because they were all tired of sweeping up the fucking place after massacring all the other games there. But these motherfuckers got up on stage. And literally, the game director get up on stage, and this man was like, gives his speech and gives his tip his hat to the creator of Final Fantasy. You know what this motherfucker does? Big Dick Energy says, by the way, we were working on DLC for you guys. And it's out now. It's has new enemies, a new location, new costumes and items and everything. It's available now. And by the way, it is for free. Free 99. Free. We don't charge you for anything. We just want to say thank you. Oh, and to add a little bit more, we're gonna listen to one of my personal asks, photo mode, where we put photo mode in the game. What more can you ask for a game of the year? They went beyond the Call of Duty. They went beyond the Call of Duty. If you think it don't deserve game of the year, you're wilding. You don't know what gaming is, and you probably should pick a different hobby. This was clearly the winner. Congratulations to Exposition 33 team. You guys kill it. And I gotta say, I've been very proud. No pressure on you guys for the next game, all right? You guys gonna have a bunch of eyes looking on you guys now. I hope you don't let it get to your head, but congratulations. And that is my rant. We are now going to move on to the other winners. But I gotta be honest, it was fucking brutal watching this shit. So much games got demolished. So moving on from Game of the Year, Best Game Direction, Exposition 33 won it. You could have gave it to Death Stranding, but Exposition 33 Game Direction is just tight as fuck. You can't beat that shit. I'm sorry, you just can't beat that. It's just tight as fuck. Tight as a motherfucker. Tighter than your mom's booty hole. Before I dig all up in it. Tight as fuck. Moving on. Best Narrative. Easily could have gone to Silent Hill F. But I already told people it may not win it because a lot of people's gonna not figure out the story after just trying one playthrough. You gotta play through multiple times of the game to figure out, to get the full meaning of the story. Exposition 33 had it on the wraps. Locked the fuck in. Again, a Reddit user wrote the fucking story for this game. So when I saw her, I was like, you ain't even need to stand. Don't even waste your time. Get your ass up and pick up this mop, sweetheart. You won Best Narrative. As soon as they said Best Narrative, I was like, don't even waste her time. Just tell her secretly. Someone come up on the stage, whisper in her ear, get up, stand in the back of the fucking stage, and just pass the mop to her. Because this story is just fantastic from beginning to end. Fantastic. Well-realized characters. And the most importantly cool thing about the storytelling about the game is how they do aspect ratios, how they play with the medium of a video game, certain story moments. There's one story moment in particular where a character reveals something to another character, and the game gives you the choice to make that decision. Beautiful. Beautiful writing of this game. None of these games were gonna touch it. I'm sorry, you're just not. You're not. Moving on, Best Art Direction. Everyone online has been bitching about Best Art Direction. Personally, for me, I kind of understand. I personally love Hades' look and design a little bit more. And Hollow Knight has a good art direction. Either one of these two could have won. Either one of the two. I personally would give it to Hades 2. I really like how it looks. But Clear Obscure Exposition 33 isn't just how you like the art design. No, it's how it is, how they use the art, the engine, and the design of the art to convey an emotion, how it conveys certain scenes, how it just conveys the scenery. How did they use the art and the engine that they have to convey certain emotions, certain scenes, certain environments? That is why it won. This is why there were moments in the game where I sat there and was like, yo, I want photo mode. Where's the photo mode? Because there are some moments and some beautiful sceneries that I'm just like, fuck, like this would be so good as a wallpaper, or just to take a glimpse of it. It would look so nice to do. So for it to win best art direction, it could have gone to either Hades or Hollow Knight. I would have been fine, but personally, it deserved it. Best score, again, Exposition 33 soundtrack is amazing. I swear to God, the fucking composer, please, if you're in New York, please, can someone please make a concert for the Exposition 3 team so they can, like, so I can fucking come to a concert with these guys, because the soundtrack is so good. I would pay to go see a concert for this song. That's how good the OST is. There are some bangers. The simple fact that they opened the award show with one boss theme tells you everything you need to know who was going to win certain awards. It was a no-brainer. Banger. And again, this is a SoundCloud dude. They got a SoundCloud motherfucker to write this shit. Crazy. Balls of this team. Pass the mop. And fun fact, I love how the composer, they get up on stage and they're doing their acceptance speech, and on their acceptance speech is they use musical notes to write their acceptance speech, and one of the notes has the French word to life of a dream, which is something that you get, a note that you get in the end or halfway through Act 2 of Claroscura Expedition 33. Fucking beautiful. Love that nod. Throughout the whole night, all you kept hearing was, for those who come after. And I was like, just, you could tell the people who made this game love what they love. So, again, congratulations to the composer for winning Best Music, Best Score. Well deserved. Best Audio Design, I was kind of hoping it would went to Silent Hill F. I think Silent Hill F has amazing sound design, amazing sound, but sadly it did not. It went to Battlefield. After re-watching some videos and whatnot, I could kind of maybe understand. I still would think Silent Hill deserved it, but I could kind of understand with all that explosion and gunfire. It gets chaotic with how much players are on screen. It gets really chaotic, and how they're able to like convey a war in that fucking game is actually kind of impressive. But to me, the subtlety of Silent Hill F hit me more. So I wish it had won, but congratulations to the Battlefield team for their sound design. Best voice actor, oh lord, best performer, oh lord. Let me just start by saying, this would have pissed me off if Charlie Cox got the award. I'd have been like, bro, no, stop it. People gonna sit here and say it's not fair that there was 3 Expedition teams on the fucking best performance. I still think it should have been best female performance and best male performance. I still think that. I still stand by this. However, it is what it is. Hopefully that is a criticism that Jeff Keighley can take going forward, because that was bullshit. That there was no like differentiate. The Oscar does it. I don't know why this game didn't do it. Why the Game Awards show is behind. But the winner, Jennifer English, my baby girl, won. Mael's voice actress won. I am so happy. I said it before and I say it again. She locks the fuck in on the second to third act, and I was so fucking impressed. Like, she is so good in the third and second act. So good. So good. So I had total faith in her, but I would have loved it to go to Ben Starr because he played it so much, but either the one of them winning would have made my day. And what I love so much about her winning the award is that they had Lady Demetress and Heisenberg from Resident Evil 7, the voice actor, come up on stage and present the award. And it felt like a passing of baton, like for those who come after. It was them saying, I felt in a lot of ways, like, you're the next great voice actress. Now, next year, hopefully, Jeff Keighley can continue the tradition and Jennifer English will come and pass the baton to someone else. Or she could get another win. Hopefully, it's Ben Starr. Ben Starr, my boy, hopefully. I would have loved for the Silent Hill actress to also get it. But again, I know why they didn't give it to her. I understand why, but it's kind of bullshit. It is what it is. Jennifer English. It was a rough year for everybody. I'm telling you, it was a slaughter fest, man. It was a slaughter fest. Innovation and accessibility. Honestly, Adamfall and Doom: The Dark Ages were the only two that I actually felt could have gotten the award, and I'm just happy that Doom: The Dark Ages got the award. Again, if you actually look through the accessibility and actually do what I did and go on YouTube and look up, oh, what is the accessibilities for this? For these games, it was clear it was between either these two, because their accessibilities is fucking awesome, especially Doom: The Dark Ages. You can literally slow down the bullets, speed up the bullets, have the parry window tighten, have the parry window loosen, have enemies do less damage, have enemies do less damage, have less enemies on screen, have more enemies on screen. You can fully customize this game to your heart content and still feel like a badass and still feel rewarding. So I appreciate this accessibility award is always meaningful to me as someone who has a learning disability, is dyslexic. This moment is always special to me personally. So congratulations to id Software team for looking out for the accessibility people. Moving on. Games for Impact. South of Midnight won. This was a no-brainer based off of what I played a little bit. I was like, oh, this is definitely gonna win Games for Impact. Again, grow woke, grow broke crowd gonna be upset, but who gives a fuck? So congratulations on Xbox for winning some sort of award. Oh, actually taking home 2 awards, because if you think about it, Doom: The Dark Ages is an Xbox game, and South of Midnight is an Xbox game. So, taking home awards, I ain't mad at this. I personally am not mad at this. I'm happy about this. Also, fun little fact. After they won the award, they announced that this game will be coming to both PS5 and also Switch 2. I love that. I thank God for this, because I don't think Xbox motherfuckers would appreciate this game. So hopefully more people, especially probably Nintendo fans, would appreciate this game a little bit more than that. That's just my humble opinion. Moving on. Best ongoing. I could have swore Marvel Rivals was going to win this shit, but I'm not surprised also that No Man's Sky won it. Again, this is the redemption arc. They succeeded in the redemption arc. They're in heaven mode right now, and I'm just waiting for them to release a new IP so I can join in on the fun. But I'm not joining in on the fun and on the Sky. But well deserved. Congratulations, Hello Games, for their reward. Best community support. I thought fucking No Man's Sky would have won this. But I shouldn't be surprised. Baldur's Gate 3 1. Again, they just been secretly, at least for me, I haven't really noticed any other patch. Just keep patching this fucking game and adding new content all the time. So, and listening to the community on what they want. And even though they said there's going to be no DLC, they've just been adding new stuff to the game. And it's kind of crazy. But I think there's another reason why they want it. Because Larian Studio had a special game to announce. But we will talk about that later. Moving on. Best independent game. Now, this is another hot take. I felt like this was well earned as well. I know a lot of people argue what is or what is not an indie game. Technically speaking, Exposition 33 is an indie game. Why is that? Because while it is not like a really indie game in a sense of like, yo, they only had a fucking like $1 budget and a sandwich, it still does not reach the requirements and has the level of detail of a AAA game. There are definitely moments where you play that game where you can tell like, oh, like I can tell you guys are indie guys. You guys don't have the resources. Hell, I believe even the director of the game said the duelist boss battle that everyone kept talking about and think is badass, and I love so much, like the final wind screen, the little animations they do, and the posing they do. Those were all copied and paste moves from their moves list that they just reuse. And I'm like, motherfucker, like I didn't even know that. But I'm not surprised. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. When you watch it, when you slow it down and you actually look at the moves that they have in game and then that scene, you're like, oh, yeah, like that makes sense. So, technically speaking, it is that. It is also an indie game because it only had less than 10 million. And I think half of that budget also came from their publisher, because they do have a publisher. So, you know, by themselves, they were probably less than that, or probably none. With the publisher, they was probably able to get 10 million. But even then, they also have 30 developers. So, again, it's a small little studio. It's like a AAA studio. A AA studio. And they're just a AA studio. So, yeah. Personally, I know a lot of people may feel upset about that, and it's like, that's not fair, but considering the fact that it literally is an indie game, it deserves to win indie game. Now, this one actually kind of surprised me. Best indie dub, I thought was going to go to Dispatch. I thought, based off of what people was telling about Dispatch, that Dispatch was in the clear to win. But again, Exposition 33 took. And the more I thought about it, it makes sense because it does say best dub game created by a new independent studio. The new independent studio is Sandfall Studio, and everyone's been talking about Exposition 33 and Dispatch, so it was between either of these two. So said, with all the awards that Exposition was winning, especially it winning Best Independent Game, it was a no-brainer that it was going to also win Best Dub Indie Game. Moving on, Best Mobile Game. This shit won, and I'm just kind of like, okay, not surprised. Everyone kept talking about this game, so not surprised. Best VR, The Midnight Walk. Midnight Walk, congratulations for the team. The only reason I voted for this is because you can also play it without VR, and everyone says already kind of it's cool without it, so that's dope. Best action game. Personally to me, it should have went to Ninja Gaiden 4. If we're gonna talk about strictly combat focused game, Ninja Gaiden 4 is just a better. It's the pure form of character action at its purest form. However, Hades 2 won probably because it is an indie game and the combat system is really satisfying and rewarding. But personally, for me, I would have gave it to Ninja Gaiden 4. But Hades 2 winning is also not bad. So congratulations to Supergiant Games for winning Best Action. Best Adventure Game. Best Adventure Game goes to Hollow Knight Silksong. Congratulations on the Hollow Knight team. This game took like 10 years to come out, and I guess it was fairly worth the wait. That shit was hard. And hey, at least it came out. So congratulations to the team. Best RPG. Now, another controversial one. A lot of people was like, well, Kingdom Come Deliverance should have won. And I'm like, yeah, this one I actually kind of agree. I would have gave it to Kingdom Come Deliverance because Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has a lot of RPG mechanics. I even talked about it. It's like, hey, like you literally have to take showers and shit in order for your stat to increase or whatnot. But I think how they saw Exposition is that, technically speaking, it is a RPG, a traditional JRPG in a sense. It has all the bells and whistles of an RPG, and also there's a lot of build customization you can do in this game that I don't really feel like people tap into. A lot of people just go online and just check out like the fucking one-shot builds, which is fine if it's like your second playthrough, then you can go for it. But like on your first playthrough, man, go for like the builds I'm making. I'm trying making synergy builds for my team and whatnot. Like I'm coming up every act. I had like a different build for my character, so it was kind of cool. So I can see why they did that, and also it was going to win best game of the year, so it would make sense for them to also give it best RPG if it's going to win best game. Best fighting game. Fatal Fury City of the Wolves made total sense to win. Congratulations on the Fatal Fury developers at SNK. Now, can you guys all stop fucking around? Can you all stop fucking around and just give us Capcom versus SNK 3? Because it's clear to me, with all the hints that you're throwing out in this game, that you guys are cool with Capcom and Capcom's cool with you. Because so one of you companies could just make a Capcom versus SNK. Since Capcom can't do a Marvel versus Capcom game, perfect time to do a Capcom versus SNK. I'm just saying. Just throwing that out there. Best family game, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Congratulations, Donkey Kong Bonanza. I am extremely happy about this. Glad to see a 3D Donkey Kong game back in the highlights. So it was cool, man. Congratulations on Nintendo for that. Best Sims game. I don't know how I feel about Final Fantasy Tactics winning a Best Sims game, since it is a re-release or a remake of the original Final Fantasy Tactics. But I guess they're saying because they added a voice acting, it's kind of like a reimagining, if so, of the original game. But I don't know how I feel about that. So it is what it is. Best sports game. Sonic Racing got fucking robbed. People's worrying about the wrong shit. Everyone's worrying about, oh well, Expedition 33 should have had Sweet. But I'm sitting here saying, why the fuck did Mario Kart World win an award, but that shit is $80 and it's less than before. What the fuck are we doing, bro? What are we doing, bro? Like, that shit irked me the fuck. That should not have won no award. It should have went to Sonic. I don't give a fuck. You guys were rewarding Nintendo for bullshit, and you know it too. So fuck that bullshit. Best multiplayer game goes to Arc Raiders. No brainer. Everyone's been talking about this game. I actually kind of want to try it. So congratulations, and Inbred Studio. Congratulations to them. I can't wait to. I actually kind of want to try it out now that it is won. So congratulations. Best adaptation literally pissed me off to the point where all my friends like started fucking laughing because, bro, like they could hear the rage I was having in the background. There was no possible way that you guys gave Last of Us Season 2 best adaptation when that shit literally fucked up so much of the source material and messed up so much things that now I don't even care all too much for Season 3. Like, holy shit, I can't believe this shit won. I feel like the only way this shit won is because Neil Druckmann was there. So they were like, oh, let's throw Neil Druckmann a bone. You know, it's Neil, so we gotta throw him a bone. So here you go. Here's Last of Us Season 2. Even though it's a piece of shit, all these fucking adaptations was pretty bad. The only one that I enjoyed was Devil May Cry. So that's bullshit. That none of them won. That's bullshit that this shit won. Bullshit. Garbage. And if you want to know my honest thoughts on this shit, you can go in the description box below. I have a whole link for this fucking video explaining why I don't like this adaptation. Moving on. Best content creator of the year went to Moist Critical. Congratulations, Moist Critical. Love his videos. I actually like Moist Critical videos a lot. His reaction was pretty fucking funny. He did not give two shits about this war. So it should have went to Burnt Peanut personally. But I do enjoy Moist Critical work. So congratulations to him. Best esports, Counter-Strike 2. That shit is always on the top of Valve of Steam, so I'm not surprised. Best esport athlete went to a league player. Don't care. Wish they would have went to one of my guys, but whatever. And best esport team went to this team. Went to the Counter-Strike team. Congratulations. And then Player's Choice went to Wavering Waves. I don't know. Gacha fans are fucking weirdos, so I don't take their opinions on too serious. And that will do it for the game winners for the Game Awards show. Again, if you feel offended that your favorite game didn't win any awards or didn't win any game of the year, all I have to say to that is that it doesn't take away the fact that that game affected you. So don't take it so personal. At the end of the day, none of this really fucking matters. How a game affects you and what it says about you is way more important than what critics think or whatever. Having said that, I'm just happy my game, Exposition 33, won. Won some awards. I just was not expecting the massacre that was gonna happen. This game fucking mastered people. You had literally even Kojima looking like, what the fuck? Like, this game was a slaughterfest. And I encourage everyone to go play it. Now, for the rest of this video, we're gonna segue into talking about the announcements. So, let us begin. Alright, so we talked about some of the awards and some of the winners of the awards, or the Massacre, as I like to call it. Now it's time to talk about the announcements that was at the Game Awards show. And I gotta just be honest, some of these announcements was fucking dope. Some of these announcements had me losing my mind. I was like literally doing backflips in the fucking chair. And some of these announcements were kind of like, what the fuck? And especially the ending announcement was like, what the fuck are we doing here? But without further ado, let's just get into it. Shout outs to Polygon for this list. Some of the announcements will be out of order from what they were announced, so please forgive me, but I'm just going off of this article. It makes it a lot more easier for me personally. So we're gonna go with the biggest announcement of the show, which was something that was kind of teased the whole week. We were trying to figure out about that weird ass statue that was in the middle of the fucking desert that Jeff Keighley teased a week ago or so. We've been all speculating. A lot of people was like, it's probably God of War. A lot of people said it was fucking the next Elder Scrolls game. I said it was probably none of those, and we will figure it out when the fuck we get to the Game Awards show. And so said we did, because Larian Studios, the goats themselves, fucking finally announced their new game, Divinity. And I gotta say, the way how they announced this game was so incredible. First of all, we had a whole week to speculate what the fuck this shit was. And then when they got on the stage, they did this weird little performance where motherfuckers were just flying up in the air and shit. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, they're going hard for this announcement, so this announcement better be fucking huge. And then the trailer starts for it, and it's this melancholy, sent into the madness kind of fucking trailer where it starts off all nice and shit, then it gets darker and darker and darker as it goes on, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then just the confidence. This is what I'm talking about with Larian Studios, the confident in themselves, that they were like, don't worry, we got the best thing, we'll save the best for last. The motherfuckers, once their name came up on screen, everybody, including myself, erupted in excitement, because it was like, holy shit, their next game, let's go. And it's called Divinity. It looks very dark, it looks very creepy, but there's nothing to really go off. There's no gameplay, but I have faith in them. I have faith. They gave us Baldur's Gate 3. I have faith. And I believe the game director came out and was like, yeah, this is kind of like our biggest game we've ever done. If you thought Baldur's Gate 3 was fucking big, you ain't seen nothing yet. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you gotta be kidding me. And the game director was like, yo, like, some of you guys had it on the mark of what it was. And this is not their first time making a Divinity game. They've made others, but this is gonna be, I guess, a reboot or something like that. I don't know. Very little information is out on this game, but I'm excited for this. Baldur's Gate 3, from the little bit I played of it, from like 10 hours of playing it, it literally is old school BioWare at its finest. So for me, I'm looking forward to playing this game. This was like generally a cool ass announcement, and we were all trying to figure out that fucking statue for a week. We were dead. We were like in the fucking pits trying to figure out what the fuck that statue was, especially the fucking God of War community. But it's all good though. Moving on, next game. This game was, to me, my favorite announcement of the show. And then Twitter kind of pissed me off. But this announcement, Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic, had me losing my fucking mind. Because again, the escalation for this trailer, just like fucking Divinity trailer, this trailer was what the escalation. At first I thought it was Intergalactic, the new Naughty Dog game that they're working on. I thought it was that. Then I saw the iconography. Me and my homeboy. Shout outs to my homeboy. Shout out to my homeboy. Shout outs to my homeboy, Jason. Me and him was like, wait a minute. This looks like kind of Star Wars. I was like, wait a minute. And then it kept going. And I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe it's Mass Effect. The iconography and the way how the trailer's set up, it's like kind of like Mass Effect. And then the lightsaber sound effect came on, and the eyes saw the lightsaber. I was like, motherfucker, it's Star Wars. And to make things, to put the icing on the fucking cake for this trailer, Casey Hudson is fucking directing this game. For those motherfuckers, for you motherfuckers that's listening to this shit that don't know who Casey Hudson is, he is the fucking GOAT of BioWare. I'm talking about Mass Effect 1, a banger. Mass Effect 2, one of my favorite video games of all time. Legendary banger. Mass Effect 3, disappointing game, but still a banger. And then KOTOR 1. This motherfucker has given us some cool ass games. So for him to come back and take up the range of making a spiritual successor to the Knights of the Old Republic, he said it's gonna be like an RPG style like that game, brings me with nothing but joy and excitement. I have total faith in him. And then I went online and people try to fucking ruin my excitement and saying that the game's not coming out until 2030. And I'm like, you guys are spreading wild information, and everyone ran with this fucking information and not wait until more information was cleared up. And Casey Hudson had to go on Twitter and it basically says, no guys, like, it's not going to take that long for us to make the game. I know our studio is just a year old, but trust me, we're working definitely on it. And we did see a little bit of slice of gameplay in the game. Like, it was rendered in engine. So, again, like, he's like, calm down. It's not going to take that long for the game. So, I know it's not coming out 2027. 2026. It may come out 2027, 28. But not no 2030. Y'all wildin' on that shit. And whoever believed that fucking rumor is a dumbass. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude. Well, you're a dumbass if you believe that. And anybody who ran with the story is a dumbass as well. Moving on, that announcement was fucking awesome. Then, that was not only the only Star Wars announcement that touched my balls. Star Wars Galactic Race also touched my balls because it's supposed to be like an homage to I think the N64 PlayStation 1 racing game. And I'm excited for this. I've been begging for something like this to come back. I loved that game back when I was young. But by God, I cannot wait for this game. So hopefully it comes out. It comes out somewhere in 2026 for all the consoles except the Switch and Switch 2. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully we hear that it is going to get a Switch 2 port. I think this should be able to run Switch 2, but who knows. Diablo IV Lord of Hatred is a new Diablo fucking game that drops April 28th, 2026. And an expansion to the Diablo game. And the trailer was good, but I felt like Divinity took the thunder away from them a little bit, because that trailer was just fucking awesome as fuck. But they did say the Paladin class is coming back, and you can play it now. If I'm not mistaken, you can play it now, but the actual expansion is not until next year, April next year. So look forward to that. Diablo fans, have fun with that. Another announcement that had me happy but also a little confused. My friends literally had to help me out and help me out with this one. Lara Croft, My Girl the Tomb Raider, is back. She's back in action and looking dashingly lovely as ever. She has 2 new games coming. One is a remake of the original Tomb Raider game called Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlas. This is gonna be like a remake of, if I'm not mistaken, Tomb Raider Legacy, or not Tomb Raider Legacy, Tomb Raider Anniversary. So it's gonna be kind of like a remake, and that comes out 2026. But the way how they did the trailer for this is weird as fuck. Like, they showed the trailer showed the new game first, the new game that's coming out, and then the remake. I was like, that's a little weird. So I'm looking forward to that. That's coming out in 2026. But in addition, we have a brand new adventure with her coming out in 2027 called Tomb Raider Cataclysm. So I'm looking forward to, of course, the newer Tomb Raider game than a remake. But I'm glad this Lara Croft, the Tomb Raider franchise, is still going strong, and we're getting new Tomb Raider games, because I really enjoyed. I'm a Survivor trilogy fan. Like, I really love the Survivor, the reboot Lara Croft Tomb Raider games that came out. I really love those, but I always said it would be nice to go back to the classic style of Lara Croft and her adventures, and even how the design. I wish we would go back and lean more into that Lara Croft a little bit more. And it seems like they're doing that, and I'm looking forward to this. I can't wait. It's a great time to be a Tomb Raider fan. So can't wait for this. Then, of course, Remedy hits us with a new fucking Control game, the sequel to Control, but this time it actually took me by fucking surprise. It's gonna be a fucking a hack and slash. I was like, what the fuck? And it's called Controlled. Oh, what is it called? Reminisce. Like, I was sitting there like, what the fuck is this? I'm seeing him do air combos, air juggling combos, and whatnot. I'm like, what the fuck? And again, it's gonna be based off of the main protagonist brother from the first game. Her brother you're playing it as. So I'm looking forward to this. Now I have to go and play Control to get prepared for this game, because again, I gotta give Remedy all credit. These motherfuckers go from a horror game to a shooter game, now to a character action style game. Bro, what are we doing here, bro? What are we doing here? Like, Remedy constantly tries to do new things, and this is what the fuck I be talking about when I talk about sequels. It's like trying to expand and do new things that wasn't done before. This is cool, and I'm looking forward to it. It comes out next year, sometimes next year, so looking forward to this one. Then, oh boy, Capcom with the 1-2 punch. 1-2 punch. But this 1-2 punch would have been fucking awesome if Sony didn't spoil the reveal of Leon S. motherfucking Kennedy, my favorite Resident Evil character, will be back for Resident Evil 9 Requiem. Fuck my fucking penis. My dick feels like it's about to explode. Leon is back, baby. And he looks raw. He looks like look at how Leon looks. He looks like he's seen some shit. He looks like he's that tough and rigid. Like, senior citizen motherfucker, all right? He looks like he's seen some shit, but he's ready to kick some ass, bro. He looks like he needs a wheelchair. All those bat flips over the years has cracked his back, bro. But he looks raw. He looks good. He's driving a fucking Porsche. I'm like, why are you driving a Porsche? I don't know, but he looks sick as fuck. He looks raw. And he's got a little beard, not too much of a beard, but like a 5 o'clock shadow, bro. He looks fucking lit. And the cool part about this trailer, and the thing that I'm looking forward to, is that both characters are gonna tap into different subgroup of the Resident Evil fan base. So we're gonna have the horror aspect of for people who love like the more spooky, atmospheric puzzle solving of Resident Evil, like the old games through Grace gameplay. But then when you switch over to Leon, it's gonna be like Resident Evil 4 action style Resident Evil. I'm like, fuck yeah, like that's yes. And they showed on his gameplay, not only is his UI different from hers, but the cool part is, and this is the part I was like, Leon's that motherfucking G, all right? This man picks up the fucking chainsaw that an enemy has and use it on them, almost like a callback to Resident Evil 6 counter mechanic. That if you counter an enemy's attack, you'll grab the weapon off of them and hit them with whatever weapon they have in their hand. I can't wait for this fucking game, bro. And I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this game. I need it. I need to play it. But sadly, I'm doing a Resident Evil marathon. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to play it in time. But I got 2 months. And we're gonna try and zoom past all the Resident Evil games, but this shit looks sick as fuck. Leon, my boy. And the game director said, like, we have a lot of female developers in our team, and they were like, yo, we have to make Leon look good. And I love that he got his coat and shit. I'm sorry if I'm lingering on this a lot, but I'm really into Resident Evil. But they also said for the deluxe edition, they finally showed off the other costumes, and the other 3 costumes are Leon's costumes. One is a reference to his Resident Evil, I believe his Resident Evil Damnation outfit. One is a cool homage to Resident Evil 4, his Resident Evil 4 outfit with the jacket, and then the other one is his officer slash like his desk job outfit that you'll see him wear when he's talking to the president and shit. I'm looking forward to this game. I'm sorry, this game's gonna be a banger. Next but not least, Pragmata. Pragmata finally gets a release date, and Switch 2 fans in particular, you'll happy to know that the game will also be coming to the Switch. Cannot wait. But if you cannot wait any longer, the game demo is available now. Go check it out. It is fucking awesome for what everyone's told me. But yes, the demo is available now, so go check it out. The game comes out April the 24th, 2026, and also Resident Evil 7 comes out February 27th, 2026. So bangers after bangers from Capcom, man. Can't get mad at that. Invincible Versus launches April the 30th. There's gonna be a new character created strictly just for this game, and she's got like elemental powers and whatnot. She looks cool. I kind of want to try her out, so I'm looking forward to that. Solasta 2 is coming out March 12th, 2026. And it's gonna have turn-based strategy stuff. I really honestly did not care for this. Although my boy Ben Starr is in the cast, but I don't really care for this game. But it is what it is. For those that's excited, have fun. Exodus. This game, every time I see it, it looks like Mass Effect. And I'm just really confused. I was really confused on this game until I fucking looked it up. It is literally some of old BioWare developers making this shit. And I'm like, I will be there day one. Yeah, so it looks cool and all, but again, the reason I'm kind of struggling to like even say anything on this game is because it's not coming out until 2027. So again, why is this even being shown? I have no idea. But it's not coming out until 2027. Now, this announcement was really cool. This is from the same creative director of The Last of Us. Bruce Timm. I mean, not Bruce Timm. Bruce Sterling. He was the creative director for The Last of Us and Uncharted 4. He finally has his own studio and he's making his own new project called Covenant of the Chickenfoot. It's like a platforming puzzle game. It kind of reminds me of Last Guardian, where y'all are looking after each other and you have to use this like animal creature to like make your way through the environment. So it kind of reminded me of that. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Hopefully it turns out to be good, but it is currently gonna just be on Windows. So we'll see if it gets a console release. Most likely it will. And hopefully, you know, Sony will want to support this shit because it is one of your OGs. So it is what it is. Next but not least, Solus. Housemarque's new game. Finally got a release date. Well, it had a release date, but it seems like it's got delayed. Or it's got pushed up, but I think it got delayed. If I'm not mistaken, it got delayed. And it's coming out April 30th, 2026. It looks good. The story does remind me of Returnal. That you're stuck on this planet and you have to try to find your way out of it by dying and coming back. It kind of reminds me of a similar thing. Only thing, you have a squad of characters that's gonna probably add more to the story. So I'm looking forward to this game, but we'll see. Hopefully it's fun. Next but not least, No Law. This is like a shooter cyberpunk game. I gotta be honest, it kind of looked generic and boring, and I wasn't really all too fan of it, so we're not gonna even talk about that. A cool announcement is that they had David Harbour pull up and announce that he'll be in Total War Warframe 40K game. So this is gonna be like a DLC or a expansion pack to Total War, and I'm just like, oh, this is kind of cool. This is dope. 40K is such an interesting franchise, So I'm gonna need Henry Cavill to hurry the fuck up and make that show so I can see what's so special about this franchise. But based off of the lore I've looked up, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of interesting. So it is what it is. Then we have Order of the Sinking Star, Stricken Star. I gotta be honest with y'all. It's a puzzle game, so I ain't even caring about this. Moving on. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Now, I'm going to be the biggest hater. I am not going to say that this is going to be a bad game, but it is very disappointing that this is the fate of Warner Brothers and was the Warner Brothers games. I am not saying that this is going to be a bad game. I'm just very disappointed. It's going to have Arkham Combat. That's cool. But I'm just a little disappointed that this is what we have. What we could have been having, an Arkham game, a Superman game, or something else. Other than that, a Justice game. It's just depressing. Anyway, this game comes out May 29th, 2026. Deadpool is coming to Marvel Rivals. His design looks fucking sick. I like it a lot. And they also tease, I think her name is, what's her name is called? Elsa Bloodstone. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Looking forward to seeing how she's gonna play. So, you know, I my first introduction to that character in particular was Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. And then I've read a few books of hers. So I'm looking forward to seeing her in the game. But yeah, like Marvel Rivals is just a game that keeps on giving. So Deadpool comes out actually next month, 2026 of the 16th. And we finally have a release date for Phantom Blade Zero. It comes out September the 9th, 2026. I will be there day one. This game looks like a fucking banger, so I can't wait. Next, we have an announcement for a new game called Warlock Dungeons and Dragon. And I am like, this is cool, but why the fuck are you showing me this? This is not coming out until 2027. They said gameplay will be next summer, 2026. So this game shouldn't have been announced no time soon. Don't know why they did that. And we're not going to be seeing the game until 2027. And that's going to be a recurring issue I've had with a lot of these announcements. It's just like 2027 release dates. Don't need you to tell me any of that shit. Moving on, Bradley the Beaver, the Badger, sorry. And he is going to be voiced by Evan Peter. You may know him as Quicksilver. And this was actually cute. It looks like it's like Conker's Bad Furry Day mixed with some homages to other games. It looked cute, and I'm looking forward to it. But it's got a PC release only to wishlist it now on PC, and it's not coming until next year. J.J. Abrams' next game is teaming up with Matt Boot for a game called For Loop, and it's like Left 4 Dead, and honestly, I could care less, so I'm not gonna even talk about it all too much. But that was the game they announced, and honestly, I'm not a huge fan of J.J. Abrams, even though I do like Mission Impossible 3. So it is what it is. Lords of the Fallen 2. Lords of the Fallen 2 got some gameplay. It looks cool. It looks kind of sick, but I could care less about this game because it is a Souls-like, and I could care less about Souls-like. So that is something I don't care for, but they also announced that a new version of the first game is out, version 2.5. Go try that out. Don't care. Phasmophobia is heading to the Switch next year. Have fun with this. Don't care about this. Hitman is having, of course, more DLC. It's coming out February the 26th. And it is going to have or feature Milla Jovovich in the role. Everybody probably will know her as Alice from fucking the Resident Evil movies. I have nothing but love for her. Even though I think those movies are trash, I have nothing but love for Milla Jovovich because she's put her ass through the ring for those movies. Even though this is not something I personally care for, but I digress. Looking forward to seeing how that plays out. Then we have Gang of Dragon. Now, the announcement for this had one person in the crowd losing their fucking mind. And at first I was like, why the fuck is that? Until I realized who was making this game. This is the new studio from the guy who created the Yakuza game. And he got Don Lin. You might know him as one of the Eternals characters to come in and make a role for this game. And I'm like, damn. Considering the fact that the Yakuza games are now more like like RPGs now, this is the perfect time for the creator of the Yakuza franchise to come in and be like, hey guys, y'all want to play some real Yakuza? Here you go. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking so much forward to this. It looked hell of impressive. The facial models and everything looked so good. I was like, what the fuck? I was impressed. So I just need to see gameplay, but it just looks like more Yakuza, and that's pretty much fine. So yeah. Ontos is a spiritual successor to Somos, and it just looked weird. It looked fucking weird how this game was portrayed. It was like psychedelic crack out, and I was like, okay, looks cool. Coming out 2026. See you there when it eventually comes out, but it looks very interesting but very weird. John Carpenter's Toxic Commando finally got a release date for March 12, 2026. Looks cool, but again, between this and four loop, these like 4 squad shooter games, I'm just kind of like, whatever. Moving on. The Free Shepherd. Free Shepherd is another game that I'm just kind of like, not for me, cool for people, but it's not even getting It's not even coming out until 2027, so I don't even know why the fuck this is being shown. Decrept is the most interesting Souls-like I've seen so far. Is that it's a first-person Souls-like game, and it's made by one dev. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Again, I'm just tired of Souls-like, but this is the most interesting Soul-like, like a first-person one. That's kind of cool, but I'm just tired of it. Auto mech, which is like you can use. I think you can use your own music as a weapon and also as enemies, is interesting. And there's a demo out right now, so you can go check it out on Steam. This next game actually was like really, really interesting to me. Stupid Never Dies. It started off really fucking weird, like a Suda 51 game, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know. And then they show combat. I'm like, oh fuck yes, like this is like a beat 'em up hack and slash type of game. I'm like, oh my goodness, yeah, fuck yeah. And it's from a new studio called GP Tracks 50. And I'm like, fuck yeah, this looks sick as fuck. There was one moment in the trailer where the main zombie dude, turns into a fucking werewolf. I'm like, what the fuck? That's lit. Sign me the fuck up. I'm down for this. Comes out sometime next year. Lenny Kravitz is going to be in the new James Bond game, First Light. This is first time doing a voice acting, and I can kind of tell he's not all that great, but I'm not gonna be too hard on my brother. He does look cool. His character design looks really fucking cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this all works. I think I would have been a little bit more excited if it was like Zoe Kravitz, because she's an actress. He's a musician, so I don't know. We'll see. Another announcement, but I already kind of talked about this announcement, is that South of Midnight is going to get a PS5 and Switch 2 ports coming in spring. So there's that. Thank God, get that shit away from Xbox users, because obviously they didn't appreciate it. So let's give it to people who do care. Now, this fucking trailer literally had me surprised as a motherfucker. The Street Fighter movie. Now, when this shit was first announced, I gave no shits and I thought this shit was gonna be ass or whatever. But after seeing it, I am very, very impressed. Very, very impressed by the Street Fighter trailer. Like, I was like, whoa. And I think what made it very impressive for me personally is that they're embracing some of the silliness and the goofiness of Street Fighter. And I feel like that's been a problem with a lot of the adaptations of Street Fighter. At least the live action was, is that they take themselves too serious. The first Street Fighter one was actually kind of like, all right, it has a little bit of cheese, but I didn't think they leaned into it enough. This one looks like they're leaning strictly into that cheesy, campy, like, style of Street Fighter. And I think that really works for Street Fighter. And I think that could be the thing that really makes this movie stand out, you know? So I'm really impressed. I think in terms of design, I think Chun-Li looks really good. I think Cammy looks really good. I think Akuma looks fucking awesome. Like, the guy who's doing Akuma, which I know the acting isn't going to be that great. Guile looks good. So, you know, it's got some good character. Dowsum looks really good. So we have 5 good-looking characters. Oh, and Zangief. Zangief is the 7th character that was good. Ryu, Ken, and every other character is just either okay or I'm not really feeling all too much. Especially Blanca. Blanca is the main one I'm not feeling at all. But we will see how it goes. Also, Dan. I love how Dan's actor just comes out on stage and it just talks mad shit about fucking Mortal Kombat. And I felt so bad because I'm like, Jesus Christ. Mortal Kombat is not in a good state right now, so we don't need this. But it was kind of cool. It is what it is. So, and also I love that all the actors were there at the Game Awards show. So that was cool. The movie comes out October the 16th, 2026. Oculus is a Switch 2 exclusive. And it looks like a retro version of Split Fiction, in my humble opinion. And it kind of looked cool. I ain't gonna lie. It kind of looked cool. But I'm curious on, is it gonna come to at least PC at least? But yeah, that's kind of cool, you know. I can't get mad at that. Shout outs to Nintendo for that. So this is what it is. Out of World, another co-op game. They showed this off before. And I think the best thing I love about it is the stop motion aspect that they're using for it. But yeah, it looks okay. It comes out 2026. So we'll see. But the announcement that had me losing my fucking mind, and it goes back to an article a few weeks ago where Capcom was talking about they want to revisit and they want to really prioritize games like Resident Evil, not Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, Phoenix Wright, aka Ace Attorney, and more importantly, Megaman. And so said they are because they announced Megaman Dual Overdrive. I lost my shit when this shit came on screen. I was like, finally a fucking Mega Man game. The Mega Man community has been pleading, has been crying, has been salivating for a new Mega Man game. So to finally have it, I'm so happy. I'm so fucking happy. I'm so happy I feel like crying. Until they showed the release date, and the release date is not until fucking 2027. And I'm like, so what was the point of showing this shit, bro? Like, a part of me is angry that they showed this and knowing that it's gonna come so far. But a part of me is just so happy because I know the Mega Man community really wanted something and needed something. So to finally have Mega Man finally come out of the fucking dungeon that is Capcom dungeon is so, it brings me with so much joy, you know. Hopefully Devil May Cry can get that love. I after seeing this, I definitely know a Devil May Cry game is at work. This kind of proved to me that a Devil May Cry game is in the works. Moving on, Forest 3, didn't give a fuck about this game. Have fun, no release window, whatever. Ace Combat 8 actually piqued my interest. I didn't think this franchise was still going on, but apparently it is. And it had a cool ass trailer and it looked awesome. And it comes out 2026, so I kind of would like to try this out. I've never tried an Ace Combat game, but this is a franchise that keeps going and going and going on strong, so I'm looking forward to seeing and trying out this game. So we'll see how it goes. And then Warframe got some updates. Warframe is getting some updates. Nothing really to talk about with that. And then to end the last reveal, the last game reveal that they had, Highgard. Now, I've just got to be brutally honest. I am all for showing off new studios, new games. I think every studio is deserving of, showing off their new games. In particular, this is from the same devs of Apex Legend and Titanfall. So these guys are basically some of Respawn's team. And I personally respect that. I really like that. I think that's kind of cool. But I just gotta be honest, and the way how Jeff Keighley set this shit up, doomed it to fail. I could give literally no fucks about a looter shooter game. And it was very telling, because if you go to their website right now, their dislike is like fucking crazy. So I don't know how much money these guys spent to put this shit on the Game Awards, or how much Jeff Keighley spent to put this on, but they should have not have slaughtered this at the final game, especially after the game of the year, fucking Expedition 33. This type of game should have been shown at the last shit. The last game that should have been shown is Divinity, Larian's final game, or the Megaman game. I think those would have been the better choice and the safest choice. This shit was a disaster, and it really took away a lot of the energy and the hype we had for the night. And it felt like you wasted a bunch of people's time, Jeff Keighley, for this shit. So overall, looking at it, it was very generic. It honestly reminded me of Paladin, that old game called Paladin. I don't know if anybody remembers that game. And I just wasn't impressed by this shit. I was not impressed by this at all. And I felt what everyone was saying. This shit was just lame as fuck. I wouldn't be surprised. I would say people should give it a chance, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is like another Concord. I wouldn't be surprised, because this shit is like these hero shooter shits. I don't know, like they're just, I don't know. I don't think audience are really, there's so many of them that I don't know how, I'm not seeing what makes this stand out compared to the others. That's what I'm like complaining about. I'm not really seeing the vision. I'm just seeing like, oh, a typical looter shooter game. It is what it is. I'm not. Hello, Future Mr. Degenerate here. There were a few things from the Game Awards show that I did wish had happened. Even though I wasn't really like looking for them, I kind of, after watching the show, did scratch my head and was like, I wonder what happened to this game. And in particular, I am worried about a few games. So the Prince of Persia game, I was kind of hoping the remake of Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, I was kind of hoping that would have shown up, but of course Ubisoft is being Ubisoft, so can't expect anything like that. Nothing on what's going on with NRS, but then again, considering the fact that Netflix merger is happening, and we don't know the future of NRS, is kind of like really concerning. So I was hoping they would have pulled up and showed us something, but nothing there. And I think the biggest disappointment is no Tokon character announcements or anything like that. I think this would have been a perfect time for Tokon to announce new characters, because again, I have a lot to say on it on a future video, but I think right now we are lacking in terms of characters, so it would have been nice to see more characters. But yeah, like, even just like, I'm not surprised Naughty Dog wasn't there, but I was kind of thinking maybe Naughty Dog would have been there since they gave Neil Druckmann an award. I was kind of hoping it would show off a little bit more gameplay for Galactic, but it is what it is. These are just like kind of like what I was thinking in my head after the show of things that I wish they would have showed off a little bit more, but it is what it is. But overall, my honest opinion about the Game Awards show is pretty simple. I thought the show was pretty good. There were some stinkers. There were some like moments where I was just kind of like, what the fuck is this? And I will say Jeff Keighley really has to do a better job at organizing this shit. Like, he's got to do a better job at the time limit in particular. And like some of the reveals. Again, I'm all cool with games coming out 2026, but games that's not even coming out to 2027, or some of these games don't even have release dates. It's like question mark. I don't want a situation like Blade, where it's like that game was announced, woo, we're all excited, and now we haven't heard anything from that game. So I don't know. Like, me personally, however, I enjoyed the show. I thought Exposition 33 winning all those awards and sweeping, while it may piss off a lot of people, I personally was happy. I thought it earned its right to earn all those awards. There were some I was like, you didn't quite. I would have preferred if you gave it to somebody else. But to me personally, that game is a well-made game, and I think the Game Awards show is pretty good. You know, I think it's a pretty good award show. Is it perfect? No, but it is what it is. Anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for my video. I hope you guys enjoy. If you're new to the channel, please comment, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Let me know what was your favorite announcement and what do you think about the overall game show. Thank you for watching the video. Until next time, guys, stay safe and enjoy the rest of the year in terms of game. Hopefully next year we have an even better game award show. Bye bye, farewell, and for those who come after.